couple of quick things. One is, oh, it's bright. Let's one is apologies for the colour. I'm still trying to get my head around this camera, and you know, doing post-processing on colour and all the other details you kind of probably don't want to hear about. The second thing is, yesterday's video was very long, 27 minutes or something. Did you enjoy that? Was it long and boring? Would you have preferred 10 minutes? I'm just curious. And the other thing is, I almost certainly won't do a video every day. I can feel it already that, you know, while I've had a few days kind of off and done some reading, I've had the time to do videos. It's unlikely I'm going to be able to sort of... oopsie. I think I just destroyed a whole bunch of shells my son took back from the... let's just forget about it. I'll go and apologise to him later. Can't remember... Oops. Hi Julian. I just crushed your shells, sorry. Sorry. We'll get more. Oops. Right, so heading up to Auckland now. I was talking a minute ago there. A minute for you, 4 hours for me. I'm not sure if I'll do a video every day. I'm not going to religiously do it. I think it's a real push. I'm just getting back into it. I'll just try and do them frequently, at least a few times a week. That's the plan. So going up to Auckland, which is like the main city in New Zealand. I don't know if you know, it's like the capital. No, it's not the capital, but it's the main city. By that I mean it's got like a couple of million people. I'm going to see a laser cutter engraving, cutting foam type machine. I doubt I'll record anything there, but I've got to do that. I'm going to take my son and my friend with me. My friend's got something to do, so she'll be doing that. My son I'm going to take to the aquarium and Butterfly Creek, which is like the butterfly place. And so basically the next day and a half is I don't know if I'll be with you, I don't know if I'll have much video. We'll see how it goes. I'm down at the workshop very quickly, taking some foam. This is called EVA foam. I got a whole bunch of it, just cut-offs. This is called, I'm not sure what this is, I think it's called open cell foam. So EVA I believe is closed cell foam, and this is open cell. I'm assuming it's like kind of absorb water, you know, can air get into it? You know, I want to see if the laser cutter that I'm going to be seeing up in Auckland, or should be seeing, I don't know if I've got time, I'm going to see if it can, you know, it can cut it, because I want that for packaging. So I'm also going to take some laser, I'm also going to take some titanium. So I need to find some bits and pieces. You know, I'll maybe take like, say, you know, I wrecked this cheese slicer some time ago. So you know, I'll use the other side, and hopefully they can do some engraving on it. We'll see what's possible there. So yeah, just stopping here, and then it's me done really. Just double checking the water is all off. If you remember, I think in yesterday's video, came in, the place was flooded. It's off. Bonus. You know, definitely improving there. As a person and as a wannabe professional. Anyway, I think that's it. I've got a bunch of titanium, took some old bits and bobs, you know, never make it through quality control, and I'll try those so we can see if we can do some engraving at the laser place as an example, as a test, should I say. Okie dokie, it is Tuesday, bit bright. Yeah, obviously didn't do any filming in Auckland, anything like that at all. So gonna head into town just now. Have got to pick up some tubs. Doing the pill pots. I don't know if you remember. Was it yesterday or Sunday, Saturday, whatever? Had a bunch of titanium pill pots, sort of in buckets. Need to sort of get the O-rings on those, get them finally sort of quality control checked. You know, washed and dried, and etc., and then pack those in the boxes. I left the boxes, like the little tub that I store them in town, so I'm going to go in and get that just now. Also going to get nothing. That's it. A bit of cardboard. That is the exciting life of Magnus. Those there are, well, that there is one of the tubs I was after, and this one here. You know, I think I should be talking about more than plastic tubs. You know, like you know what? It takes a bit of a. You know what? This is a good example. Sometimes the words are just flowing, and I know what I'm talking about, and you know the video is just like, or that's the way I like to think. Someone's drawn a Christmas tree and a present on the board. Wasn't me. Sometimes the words are just flowing and the video is good, and sometimes it's kind of stilted and you just can't get into it. And I think, you know, and I can never sort of predict it, you know. Maybe I just need to do a lot more of it and practice and focus a bit more. But, you know, that's the plan. I'm just going to keep working on it anyway. So, yeah, the laser. That's what I was going to talk about, the laser thing. Let's find somewhere for this camera. Somewhere decent. Up here, maybe. Right, there we go. A little bit squint. There we go. Right, so I was up in Auckland, taking my friend up. She had to do something, and my son Julian came up, went to the aquarium and Butterfly Creek, toy shop, all that sort of stuff. But I was going up for me as well because I was looking at like a laser cutter, laser engraver. Now, the company I went to see was like the New Zealand dealer for, I think, Universal Laser Systems. ULS? I think so, Universal. Anyway, very good. I think sort of American made, or made in, what's that desert type place in America? Can't remember. Anyway, Arizona, that's it. I think it's made in Arizona, not Oregon. Arizona. I'm just gonna close this door. So I think everything, I was asking, everything except the circuit board, it's a logic circuit board, they're made in Japan, but everything else I think is made in America. Very good quality machines, I think, as far as I can tell. Certainly seem to be. Now, what I'm after this for is, I'm basically just telling you because I'm kind of working through my own thoughts on it. These machines aren't cheap. I mean, the area is sort of, let's say, New Zealand dollars. You know, sort of, the one I would be looking for is, let's call it sort of 35 to 45 New Zealand dollars, something like that, which is around about 20 to 30,000 US dollars. Now, it's not like a tumbler where it's a core part of my business, and you know, I'm ordering this new tumbler, the centrifugal one that I talked about the other day. It's 4 times the size of that one because, like, I have no choice. I have to get it. It's a massive limiting factor on the business. The laser, not so much. What I want to do is I think engrave titanium. Just to sort of, I'm thinking of putting my name on it, that kind of thing. But the other thing is I want to be able to cut foam. Like, I've got packaging, and you know, I order my packaging from China because it really is the only way to go. Like, I don't get any products from China, everything is made here, but the packaging, China are really, really horribly good in packaging. But then again, you still get cheap companies and good companies. They're also so well priced, it's crazy. Like, in fact, I've contacted a few companies both in New Zealand and Australia, because I'm like, oh look, they're a company that does packaging. Every one of them, they design it, outsource to China. So they still get it from China. In fact, I'm dealing with a company where I'm getting some new packaging for the titanium click pen. I don't have an example here, but that package, I deal with an Australian company, but the packaging comes from China. It's just the way it is, and I'm happy with that. However, you know, you have to buy large numbers, you know, 1,000 here or 2,000 there, 5,000 there, that kind of thing. You know, when I want to do a small run of things, so let's say I want to do a small run of, let's say this titanium pry bar. Now, let's say I change the design slightly, and it's a little bit longer, a little bit narrower, whatever. You know, if I'm putting some foam around it, sort of a profile cut foam in the packaging box, I have to sort of really pre-order it in advance. I have to pre-order, you know, at least hundreds and that kind of thing, if not 1,000 or more. And I'm thinking, well, if I have a laser and I just buy the foam, I can cut the exact profile. Not only that, you can do things like you can what do you call it, like sinter, like engrave, burn on the foam slightly, and it comes out quite well. And so, you know, you can put the person's name, or I can put my logo or whatever on the foam that you can't really do otherwise as easily. The reason I'm kind of sharing it is that, like, these are good ideas, but what I've got to think and really sort of pull myself back in doing and in thinking is, do I need it? Where's the, because you've only got so much money, you've only got so much resources. So right now, the core money, you know, like I'm getting a loan from the bank and I'm going to be paying off the new centrifugal tumbler. That is like a non-negotiable. That's an easy decision. There's no decision to make. I need the bigger version of that machine above any other machine. That's it. But, you know, what machine do I need next, or what machine would I like next? Because, you know, do I get maybe like a little specialized CNC machine that can specifically engrave my logos onto my products? Because I want to do that. I want to be branding Magnus. That's the new, you know, name for my business, rather than Kojin Industries. And it's never just a straightforward decision. Usually like that. That's straightforward. Need that tumbler. End of story. End of discussion. End of everything. That's it. Because it's such an intrinsic part of business, and it's limiting growth now in a big way. And kind of like in types of products I can do, and volumes, and just the sheer hours labor that's required for that. Yeah, that's another discussion. We'll talk about that another day. So yeah, I think you'll find my thoughts are kind of everywhere on this, and they really are. But what I'm thinking is there a way? Let's say this laser thing. I think it would be handy. Like, it's not a must-have, but it's like I could do this. I could engrave my logo if I need to do that, or engrave serial numbers or whatever onto products. I can cut foam, which is a big part of it. There's probably a few other little things, but that's like sort of one of the main things. And also there's foam for the packaging. Like, I've got my box that goes into a bigger packaging box, and rather than using that sort of bubble wrap or any sort of ugly stuff like that, I want to use nice foam, and so I want to cut foam like that. And it's sort of like adding value, but, you know, does it really? Should I just concentrate on more products and better products and that kind of thing? I'm not sure. I'm just kind of speaking my thoughts out here to you, really. One thought that I thought about was, what if I can come up, you know, because if you're not familiar with me, I do Kickstarter projects. I've done 14 Kickstarter projects now. I think I'm on my 14th Kickstarter project. Typically the projects do like $100,000 New Zealand in funding. That's gross. That's certainly not profit, nowhere near that, if any. You know, I usually use it to get a new product onto the market, pay for the prototyping costs, that kind of thing. Is there some way I can do crowdfunding to get this machine, you know, to buy this machine? So let's just say it's 40,000 New Zealand dollars. How can I really don't have the money, or I doubt the bank is gonna give me that, and even if they did, like, there's probably something better I can spend 40,000 on for the business, if I'm honest. So is there a way that I can justify it out with that? And I was thinking, let's say one thought I had this morning, I'll just share it with you, was titanium business cards. Like, I don't have business cards. I kind of like some though, and I know there's at least one company, maybe two, that does titanium business cards. They're not cheap. I think, you know, the typical price is like 100, like 1,000 something, 1,000, so basically over $1,000 for 100 titanium business cards with sort of like your name, all your information sort of laser engraved onto them, and they're brushed finish. Now I can supply the titanium, I can cut it. The thing I can do is I can tumble it, because everyone just offers brush. So I can make a really good card, and I can do, you know, I could offer them in packs of like 50 or 100 or 200. They're not going to be cheap. They're going to be a few $100s at least, maybe even like $500, $600, $700, $800. I'm not sure, for a stack of 100 or more. But I think there's like there'll be a bunch of people that's really worthwhile. You know, like someone who's really offers a really high-end service in their business, you know, that kind of thing, really want to make an impression. I think that could work well. It's the kind of thing I would do for sure. Especially since I make titanium stuff. I mean, that's kind of obvious. But can I go, right? Okay, let's offer these titanium business cards maybe on Kickstarter, and, you know, there has to be a minimum funding amount. Could I get 100 backers? If I got 100 backers, could I give a massive discount on them? So they're still getting it for a really good price compared to anywhere else, but I'm still making enough on it that basically that money goes straight to the machine, and it pays a chunk of the machine off. So that's where my thoughts were. I'm trying to, with these videos, I think I'm trying to just sort of just film me and what I'm doing and what I'm thinking. I think that's what I'd like to do, and make them longer. Like the last video I did, something like 28 minutes, and you know what, I really enjoyed doing that. It took me a long time to put it together. There's no fancy editing, nothing like that, but you know, you get more me of what I'm trying to do, and that's really it. I'm not trying to drive traffic to my business or anything like that with these videos. I'm not trying to, you know, make money from advertising on them. There is adverts on them, but you know, they don't make anything really. So yeah, that's where my thoughts are on the laser machine. It's kind of like, you know what, maybe I'm just trying to justify getting it because I want it, you know, because I mean, as you heard me talking earlier, I have to get that new larger centrifugal tumbler. It's, you know, it's on its way here. It's being made in the US right now, and it's going to be here December, January, something like that. It is an absolute must-have. I have to do everything I can to get that machine, and that's what I've done. So yeah, maybe I shouldn't get this laser and not even think about it. Anyway. Right, I think that is me done for today. Thinking back on that kind of ranty, talky, soapboxy thing I said earlier, or the session I had earlier with you about the laser stuff. Maybe it was a pile of rubbish I was talking, I'm not sure. I think what I'm trying to do now is I'm trying to think on the spot, which is always why I'm looking away. I'm trying to think on the spot. I'm trying to sort of extrapolate, get my thoughts out. I never tend to get my thoughts out very well. It's never been a very good skill of mine. I'm trying to do that better and better and share that with you. Do longer videos. Like I said, these videos, I'm trying to get them more about myself and my life rather than the business, which is, you know, the titanium business, that kind of thing. So yeah, I think it's going to be a work in progress. We'll see how it goes. I think I will call it a day at that. I will of course leave you with a quote. It is by Seneca, and he said, "We suffer more in imagination than in reality."